Of Halacha Yomi, Baruch Hashem. We're up to the laws of Arvit, page 183:30. It is proper to pray Arvit later than the listed exact end time of Shabbat in order to fulfill the mitzvah of adding to Shabbat. So even though the time for Shabbat ends is a specific time, it's better to add to that time, to take Shabbat out later. And you fulfill the mitzvah of adding to the Shabbat, but you don't have to wait until the time of Rabbeinu Tam. It's not an obligation. Better to, but it's not obligatory. 31. Technically, the earliest time to pray Arvit Motzei Shabbat is Plag Minha. If you pray by Plag Minha, and you don't do any melacha till after Shabbat is over, technically you could pray Arvit. However, this should not be done unless you're in a very pressing situation. For example, if one loses a relative on Shabbat and will therefore be onen once Shabbat is over, so thereby you're not going to be able to pray in Arvit once Shabbat is over because you're onen. Onen is exempt from all mitzvot. Even though there's no onen on Shabbat, right? But a guy whose relative died and he has to bury him, so he won't be able to pray or do any positive commandments after Shabbat. So what should he do? While it's still Shabbat and he can still pray, he should pray Arvit after Plag. That way at least he'll pray Arvit, because if he waits till after Shabbat, he won't be able to pray Arvit. And he'll say Havdalah without a candle before Shabbat is over. 32. In many communities, it's customary to recite several chapters of Tehillim Motzei Shabbat before praying Arvit. 33. It's a sgula for success and protection to slowly say the phrase V'urachum. V'urachum michaper avon. No, don't say it like that. V'urachum michaper avon. Say Baruch Hu Tamonai Mevorach. Say it long. Say it slow. It's a sgula for atzlacha and protection on the Arvit of Motzei Shabbat. Why? Why is it a protection? So the footnote 42 says the reason for this is because the time that the wicked return to Gehenom is Motzei Shabbat, and as long as one is not completed saying Baruch Hu, so their souls do not return to Gehenom. When you say Baruch Hu slowly, so you're delaying their trip to Gehenom a little bit longer, making it that they don't go just yet. So that gives you a special protection. And also, the Ramah says we want to extend Shabbat as long as we can. So any little more that you can add, be delaying the Arvit by saying longer Baruch Hu, also gives you reward for making Shabbat longer. 34. It is proper for one who is a year of mourning for his father, Azoi, or mother, to be the Chazan Arvit Motzei Shabbat, since doing so is a great merit for the soul of the person who passed away. This is obviously a person who knows how to be Chazan. He pronounces the word properly, he's dressed properly, he has kavanah. If he's going to do anything of those things wrong, so he shouldn't be Chazan. 35. During the Amidah of Arvit Motzei Shabbat, you have to add Atachonantanu into the bracha of Atachonen. This is the Havdalah we say during Arvit, and it allows you to do melacha after you say it. Even so, Chachamim still instituted we have to say Havdalah later on a cup of wine. Originally, they said you say it over a cup of wine. Then the Jewish people got poor. They weren't able to afford wine, so they said say it in the prayers. And then when we were able to get money again, so they said do both. Do both in the prayers and then on the wine after Arvit. And technically you could do melacha after you pray Arvit, after the time of the Shabbat is over, and you say Atachonantanu, but technically you cannot eat, and you should not do anything else till you do Havdalah with the wine as well. 36. One should begin Atachonen till the word Binah, start Atachonantanu, and end with the words V'chonenu meitcha chokhmah bina da'at baruch atah Hashem chonen da'at. It is customary for the Chazan to say the words Atachonantanu a little bit louder while he's saying his Amidah, in order to remind people to recite it in their Amidah as well. So that's a Chazan. Sometimes people take advantage of this, and you have like 10 people saying Atachonantanu, 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 Atachonantanu. It becomes like a joke, God forbid. No, one person, Chazan will say it. He'll be saying Amidah quietly, Atachonantanu, and then he'll continue. And that's it. One person to remind everybody, and that's it. Some people get to Atachonantanu, who knows how fast, like super fast they get there. I don't know how they get there. We just started Amidah, Atachonantanu. Okay? They pray very fast, they have Kavanah very fast. 38. One who forgot to say Atachanantanu and he finished the prayers, he does not have to repeat Amidah. Because he'll rely on this that he'll say the Havdalah on the wine. If you remembered before saying God's name, Hashem's name, so you could say, you could go back to Atachanantanu. If you already said Hashem's name, continue and finish your Amidah. Don't go back. Somebody who forgot, 39, somebody who forgot to say Atachanantanu in Arvit and does not have any way of getting wine for Havdalah, that's when you got to repeat Amidah of Arvit. They find you, the sages give you a fine, a knas, when you didn't say Atachanantanu, you made one mistake. And then on top of that, you didn't do Havdalah on the wine, so now you have to go back. Usually, if a guy misses Atachanantanu in the Arvit, so he'll do Havdalah on the wine, he's good. He's done, he's fine. His Arvit counts. But if you're not going to do Havdalah on the wine, then you're going to have to say Arvit again. Your Arvit doesn't count. Let's go to 41. So we learned that we spoke before that you're not allowed to eat or drink anything after Shabbat's over till you do Havdalah. 41. One who forgot Atachanantanu and Arvit Motzei Shabbat and then ate or drank something before reciting Havdalah must go back and repeat the Amidah of Arvit again with the Atachanantanu. Even if one already has cited Havdalah and a cup of wine, he must nevertheless go back and recite Amidah again because you ate. However, before reciting another Amidah, you should make a Tefillat Nedavah stipulation. You should say, if I'm not obligated to do this prayer really, so then it should be just a voluntary prayer. If one drank water before Havdalah, which also technically you're allowed, he doesn't have to go back to do Amidah again. It's only if you ate. That's what happens. Sometimes people go home and they start talking and they go on their phones and they forget about Havdalah. Then they order pizza, they eat pizza. Oh guys, we didn't do Havdalah, oh no. And the other one of the guys at the table said, oh my goodness, it's horrible. I forgot Atachanantanu and I was relying on the Havdalah and I ate before the Havdalah. So now my Amidah, my Arvit is 0. I have to pray again. Someone forgot to say Atachanantanu and Arvit Motzei Shabbat, and then he was about to eat without Havdalah. He said a bracha on the food, 42. He should not eat the food, instead he should say Baruch Hashem. Similarly, one who forgot Atachanantanu and then the melacha before reciting Havdalah must also go back and say Amidah again. However, if one recited the phrase Baruch Hamavdil B'Kol Sh'Chol, and then he made the melacha and does not have to go back and recite Amidah. Some opinions say that Shavuot Tov is enough to permit you to say to do melacha, but it's best to say Baruch Hamavdil B'Kol Sh'Chol. So a guy who didn't say Atachanantanu, he forgot. He did melacha. He didn't say Baruch Hamavdil B'Kol Sh'Chol. He did Havdalah. He did melacha before Havdalah on the wine. He has to go back and pray Arvit again. 44. If one forgot Atachanantanu and Arvit on Tisha B'Av and fell on Motzei Shabbat, he should say Baruch Hamavdil B'Kol Sh'Chol and rely on the Havdalah. Then he'll say Motzei Tisha B'Av. 45. One who forgot to say Mincha on Shabbat and therefore must say a second Amidah in Arvit Motzei Shabbat and make up for this that he missed Mincha. So then he only should say Atachanantanu the first Amidah, because whenever you make up a missed prayer, the first prayer you pray is for the prayer right now, and the second prayer you say is to make up the missed one before. So you say Atachanantanu in the first Amidah. If you forgot to say Atachanantanu in the first Amidah, you should not recite it in the second one. You'll rely on the Havdalah. If you said it in the second one, you don't have to repeat. Let's say a guy, 46, let's say a guy forgot to pray Mincha. So he wants to make up Mincha by saying 2 Arvit. And then he forgot Atachanantanu when he prayed those Arvits. And then he ate before reciting Havdalah, so you have to go back and pray Arvit again with Atachanantanu. 47. One who forgot to recite Arvit Motzei Shabbat and already recited Havdalah does not have to say Atachanantanu in the second Amidah that he recites in order to make up for Arvit when he's praying 2 Shachrits. But if he didn't say Havdalah, so then he has to say Atachanantanu either in the first or the second Amidah. Okay, we'll pick up next time on the custom of saying Vihi Noam on Motzei Shabbat, and then we're going to start the laws of Shnai Mikra HaTargum. Baruch Adonai Olam.